Today I'm going to be going over a specific type of sedimentary rock, how it was formed, and um, what it's made of, and where it's found. And I'm also going to be going over just briefly the general process of sedimentary rocks forming. So when sedimentary rocks form, there's multiple steps. First, the sediments need to be created and deposited. So sediments, rocks, any type of rock, igneous, metamorphic, or other sedimentary rocks are weathered and eroded. And those are created into little tiny parts and also bigger parts. And all of those parts in certain areas will come together and they will compact. So they will be stacked on top of each other and pushed down. With that pressure, they're compacting and then they're cemented. Cementation is when minerals go in between the little crevices and bond it together, so keep it stuck together. So it's not all mineral crystals, like it might be, or like it would be in an igneous, extrusive or intrusive rock, but there is actually like things between it holding it together. The type of rock that I'm specifically going to be going over is limestone. I have a piece of it right here. As you can see, there's fossils in it. So this is a fossil right here. There's some fossils on this end over here. And then there's also some remnants of fossils that you can see, like these spiral shaped things where fossils might have been and no longer survived. Limestone is formed primarily in reefs, like coral reef areas underwater. So it's made of calcite and aragonite. And the way it's formed is from pieces of sediment again, but here it's formed in these areas because there are lots of microorganisms that have shells that contain a lot of calcite. So when these organisms die, their shells deposit, compact, and cement. You can also see that there is like cementation between. It's not just fossils, it's not, so lots of it is going to be little parts of fossils. There are some big fossils that were preserved, but there's also going to be minerals between holding it all together, which is what makes it distinct as a sedimentary rock. Um, Limestone is also something that is pretty prone to deposition, meaning that if you have limestone, it can be chemically weathered. And so if you have like a building over a large place of limestone, um, that could create sinkholes if the chemical weathering occurs. So building over limestone without like proper securing is not a great idea. Um, Another thing interesting about limestone is Mount Everest is primarily made up of limestone, at least according to that little tidbit from our homework, if you remember, which means that Mount Everest used to be underwater likely, or that area was underwater in a reef-like environment, which is not really how at least I think of Mount Everest when I imagine it. But rocks are such good geological markers because they tell us what things were like millions and billions of years ago. So as rocks take a long time to form, this rock might have formed a long, long time ago, which indicates, like, since the rocks on Mount Everest, the ones that are limestone, it indicates that Mount Everest has been there for a while and been formed from an underwater environment, which is no longer is. So yeah, this is limestone. Thanks for listening.